Hello everyone, I'm Pacific. Welcome back to another episode of Gaming Channel Advice. This time we're going to be talking about whether or not you should use one game for your channel or many games for your channel. So let's start with having a single game for your channel. Now, there's a lot of advantages to this. The biggest one, which is probably the most popular, is the fact that you only have to buy one game. You don't have to buy many games. You only have to... Basically, your gaming budget can be like $60 or less even. Sometimes even $20. So basing your channel off of one game, there's like an excellent budget opportunity there. You also can link your videos together very, very easily with one game. Like, you can do anything you want, and all your videos related to that one game will somehow be related, so your audience won't get lost, or they won't have to feel like, oh my gosh, I've never seen this game before, do I want to spend my time with it? They already know that they will enjoy watching you play that game. Now, the problem with having one game for your channel is if it's not a very big game, if it's even like what you would consider a medium game, but you can mod it a lot, there's an issue with content because you have to come up with ideas and ideas and ideas with the same game. Yeah, there might be a main story and major side quests, but what are you gonna do after that? Like, most of the time there's nothing else. There's a couple games that you can do stuff. I mean, obviously Minecraft is a good example, Skyrim, Kerbal Space Program. Those are games that you can do a lot with, but eventually it's going to either become a sense of, I have no idea what I'm doing, I have to go out and I have to find a mod to make this game interesting, or I have just run out of content to do, everything else is going to be the same. Sometimes, occasionally, you may also need to know the game very, very well, because if you don't know the game very well, and there's not a lot of content straightforward, you might not be able to come up with content. So for instance, Kerbal Space Program. If you don't know the game very well, you know that there's planets and you can land on them. But if you're a little bit more experienced, you know how to give advice on how to launch spaceships. You know that you can dock spaceships together. So you could easily make a 7-part series of just building a space station around a planet. Minecraft, if you have no idea what Minecraft is and you start up Minecraft, you might get 10 episodes in and have no idea what you're doing, while someone who's played Minecraft for years could easily get 100 or 200 episodes off of just doing the base game things without much thinking. So if you don't want to base your channel off of one game and you want to base your channel off of many games, then there's always the benefit of, if you choose to do one game and your audience doesn't like it, you can go ahead and change games. It's very, very easy that if your audience is not interested in your game, you can just switch. You can stop the series, start another one, make another video, do one-off, anything like that. You also can build audience trust by saying, okay, this guy, I love it when he plays these 5 games, and then 6 and 7. I love this guy when he plays video games. That means it makes it easier for you to branch off into other areas like vlogging and stuff, because the people know your personality and you really come across as someone who they would watch maybe if you weren't playing video games. Obviously there's people that would only watch you if you play video games, but it makes it a little bit easier for you to branch off. Obviously the biggest issue with basing your channel off of multiple games is you do have to have sometimes a very, very large budget. I mean, currently on my channel, I have around 6 games, I think. Easily, 6 games can cost you $360 if they're all AAA games, and sometimes you may not get a lot of content out of them, so you gotta buy another game before the month is out. So there can be really big budgeting problems there. And if you go the route of using free games, then there's a good chance that you're gonna lose quality that you would much rather have in your videos, but the budgeting issue is in the way. Using multiple games on your channel can also make it so the audience may not want to watch you. For instance, if they subscribe to you to watch you play like one series, one game, and then you stop playing that game, they might not just want to watch you anymore because they don't want to they just don't feel like watching, a game that they never heard of, or 5 games they never heard of, or 10 games they never heard of. So then after that, you may lose viewers because of that after you've done, let's say, a 10-part series. Personally, I like to have a good mix of games, both just single big games and many little games. Obviously, I'm kind of wrapped up right now. I have mostly single games, but I have about 5 or 6 single games that I play. And it provides a good mixture of both that I prefer, because some games I like to be the expert on, and some games I like to go in completely unaware of what I'm doing. I mean, one of the games I play right now, I've been learning a lot about it, and without using the internet, my brother, he's telling me more about it, and I'm learning about it. So it's always fun to do that. So hopefully this helps you guys out, figure out what kind of just games you want to do, whether you want to base your channel on one game or multiple games, the pros and cons of each. Go ahead, if you have any other additions to the list, go ahead and tell them in the comments below. I only listed the major ones because I think the major ones are important. The minor ones get important later on down the road when you decide that you actually want to do YouTube. So subscribe if you're new, because I will be playing more games. I guess I'll be filming more gaming advice videos, not playing games. I play games too. Anyway, I'm Pacific. See you all in the next episode of whatever I decide to make.